Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to another gorgeous day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Man, it is so hard to get motivated to work when it's so pretty outside. So we're gonna get busy, we're gonna get out here. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some grubs, awesome cool little grubs down to the chickens. We're gonna ride over, we're gonna check on the cows, and we're gonna put little T, the biggest little tractor, to work moving a pile of wood chip slash mulch that I want to put right in this area beside the garden. So we're going to be using that little garden tractor, that little, I call it the yard tractor. We're going to be using that, having a little bit of fun here on the farm, just getting a few chores done and showing you guys what real life is like here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. All right? Woo!
I ain't afraid of work. I ain't afraid of play. I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life, times like this. If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
All right guys, welcome to the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. If this is your first time here, please jump in, pound the like button. I'd love to have you back. Subscribe to the channel, it's a good time. What we're doing right now is we're gonna be taking a bag full of Grubterra grubs down to the chickens. My chicken snacks came in the mail today, so it's time to give them the snacks. They love those things. They're super, super high protein, and I don't have to put any eggshell in because it's really, really high in calcium. 75% more calcium than mealworms. So in other words, this helps my eggshells to be better and harder. So let's go feed the chickens, and we're gonna go check on the cows real quick. Farm kitty down here doing what farm kitties do. Garden's looking good. And there are the chickens. So what are Grubterra grubs? What is this? This is a snack for the chickens. It's an awesome high protein snack. They're black soldier fly larvae, and they're not gross. So at first I thought, oh, this is gonna be absolutely gross. This company reached out to me, gosh, months ago. They're not paying me to show you this. It's just an awesome, check it out. That's what they look like. I just get a handful of them. So they're grubs. They're sterile grubs that you feed your chickens, kind of like mealworms, but they're not alive. Watch the chickens go nuts for these. Treats. The chickens go absolutely bonkers for these things, man. What I just dumped in there will be gone in like 22 seconds. It's amazing. I always keep them there in a resealable bag. I keep them down here at the chickens where I can give them chicken snacks. Helps to treat your chickens once in a while. They'll treat you to eggs. Awesome. Let's go check on the cows. Whoop. Let the neighbor borrow my jack stands. There we go. Looks like all the ladies are down here waiting. Isn't that nice? Hey ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to exclude anybody. All right, so this is the 32 head, hey girls, herd of cattle right here. And they're all down here kind of hanging out by the water right now. It's mid-afternoon, and that's typically what goes on. They'll find a shady spot, be it underneath a shade tree or somewhere down here next to the water. It's probably 10 degrees cooler in the shade. And what I'm learning here is that black cows stay hot. So they need shade, guys, and probably a good lesson to learn if you clear your land. And if you see, I've got trees out here in the pasture, but they're kind of sparsely spaced. You need shade. So I didn't really think about that too much when we were clearing all this land off right here on the farm. And the girls need shade, but they're doing great. They're doing awesome. They'll be back up over the hill. Right now I have the cows on about 35 acres over here because I'm fixing to head out of town, and I don't want to I don't want to have to move them every day. I can't move them every day when I'm gone, so you got to set it up where you can leave the farm. You can't be a prisoner to your farm at all. So what I'm doing is I'm looking my cows over. I'm just kind of watching them to see if there's anybody that has any kind of health problems. This is Butthead right here. Butthead's, she's one of our nicer cows, and I don't know what this cow's name is, but Butthead's pretty cool. Just want to check on them, make sure they're doing good, make sure everybody's cool. I think this is Susie. Yeah, hey Susie Sue. Susie is kind of the biggest pet cow of them all here on the farm, so love my Susie. I've got gourds down here planted up against the fence line. A lot of people frown on planting something on your fence line, but look how big this gourd is. Holy macaroni, that thing is huge, man. I think it's cool to have a living fence line. Pretty cool. And this guy is just chug-a-lugging some milk. It's about time to get weaned there, little buddy. No more milk. He's drinking mama dry, but mama looks good. Mama looks like a healthy cow. All the cows look great here. Very, very good. Very happy with my herd. This is kind of the day-to-day operation here on the farm. Just kind of check up on everybody, make sure they're good to go, make sure the water system is good to go down here. Everything is watered on this side of the farm via a pond that we'll ride up by here in just a second, but it all comes down through a 3/4 inch siphon pipe down here to the water tank. So far, so good this summer. I've learned how to make it work. Pretty cool. I would say instead of drilling a $10,000 well and having a $50,000 water system in here, I've got about $200 in the whole, maybe $300 in the whole watering system right here, which is really, really cool. Let's just walk you over there and show you what happens. So at the moment, I've got a camera down here so I can keep an eye on it too. So if I'm worried the cows are down here bawling at me, bawling meaning mooing a lot, then I'll check my camera. Got a little camera hidden right there. And this is the water system right here. So this is just siphoned right out of the pond. It runs into that tank and the cows drink from that tank. When it gets full, it overflows and it runs back down to the creek. Cool, super, super simple. This section of creek bottom right here, I had it cleaned up with a forestry mulcher, and man, you can see back in there how beautiful it is. You could not see that there was a creek here before we came through with the forestry mulcher, and we got rid of basically all the brushy undergrowth. Now there's still trees right up next to the water, and we're not cutting any of those. They help to serve as a filter to the watershed right here, but we did clean it up and it looks really, really nice, guys. Awesome, awesome video. I'll try and post a link to that forestry mulching video at the end of this one. Grubbing stumps to the repertoire of the 254, man. So you guys might be asking, what's the point of this? What are you doing right here, Josh? What's the point? I don't get it. Well, right here where I'm standing, this entire area was covered in pine tree saplings. I say pine tree saplings, but trees about this big to about this big when we first moved here. And I took all those pines and cut them all out and burned big slash piles. Now, I've got a drop off. So there used to be, back in the day, a house right over there, right there where our garden is. You got to see that from the drone footage. There was a mobile home right here. So there's a drop off. So the mobile home was right here. A fellow named Doodle used to live right here. Doodle still lives here. He lives up the top of the hill. He's in his late 70s now, and he used to live here. The reason he moved is because the well that was on the property had bad water. Now, our well has great water. Their well, for some reason, was getting groundwater in it, and it was an old hand-dug well. So that's the story of this spot right here. So there's a steep drop-off that you can't really see on camera right there, and what I want to do is make this part of my yard. And the way that's going to work is this tree right here, which is called a post oak, or a white oak, but it's a different breed of white oak. It's a post oak. It's like that poltergeist tree in the movie Poltergeist. It's like all gnarly. It has a piece of clothesline in it. It's no good for the sawmill. It's no good for anything. We're gonna get that guy out of here and take a couple more of these little trees out and then expand this into part of the yard, and we'll leave this willow oak. A lot of folks call this a pin oak. It is called a willow oak, not a pin oak. See how the leaves look like willow leaves? A pin oak has pointy leaves, but they look similar to the leaves on this oak tree right here. Let's get it. So this is a white oak, a post oak leaf, and a pin oak leaf will look like this, except for it will have pointy tips on it. So I know you've been calling this a pin oak all your life, but it's a willow oak. So over here, we've got a couple cool other trees. There's another willow oak right here. There's a huge poplar tree in here. I'm gonna say it's 80 feet tall, right there, just within reach of my house. And whenever we have a big storm, the predominant wind blows that way. So sometime soon, I'm gonna catch the wind right, and I'm gonna drop that big poplar tree so it doesn't fall on my house. And it's got railroad spikes in it, so it's no good for the sawmill either. It's probably hollow, and it is a danger to my home, so it's gotta go for sure. So that's what's up. That's what this little area is. I'm gonna take, and these are dogwoods. These are pink dogwoods that I planted, and the deer really love those. So I'm gonna fix this little spot up to where this is lawn. We'll cut this tree and we'll burn that in a slash pile, and we will have this part of the yard as lawn. I'd considered building my permanent home somewhere up on this hillside. I'm currently living in a $3,500 mobile home that I bought to get my start here on the farm. So that's what's up. That's the story of today. That's the story of the mobile home, which is right here. Ask me where the septic system for said mobile home was. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it had a septic system. I think things just rolled downhill back in those days. So it was, gosh, probably 30 or 40 years ago. So I've got to rake out all this. This is wood chips. Thank you to my buddy Brian and Adam Garrett, my buddies that run a sawmill. They brought me a big old load of wood chips that was left over from their firewood operation. Thanks. I'll take all the wood chips. If you have a farm or you have a piece of property and you see the tree trimming guys around, stop them and get the wood chips. That's what it's for. It'll build soil. It's awesome, guys. Well, thanks a lot. I got a little bit of handwork to do. I got to rake this all out and get it all pretty. The little TYM tractor, the reason I have this tractor, and a lot of folks are like, how does that little bitty tractor fit in on such a big farm? Well, sometimes we have little jobs like this, and I call this my yard tractor because it's not a garden tractor per se, it's a yard tractor. It's a perfect size little tractor. It puts a low footprint so it won't compact the soil, it won't kill the grass, and it's perfect for working up a small garden like this. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. Please pound the like button. I got some work to do. See you next time. Woo!
Come on down to the Stoney Ridge, bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Woo!
Awesome. Got her done. Woo!